And we're live, and it's EuroScrum, and Pair Hookup, and Sam, and Sampritty, and Yara, and David are in the house. Let us go to some sort of screen share and go and look at the people. Sampritty, how are things with you?
Yes, so yesterday after the Scrum, after Atlantic Scrum, we had the website one issue which we managed to fix, although it was not a very, it was not the correct one, but a temporary one.
Yeah.
So, and other than that, we had the local support meeting, and
Mm-hmm.
then today after the Euro-Asia Scrum, I paired with David for a little while, and we managed to get all the issues fixed, and now I think it's pushed up
Mm-hmm.
to the pull request,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I think that should be ready for another review or possibly a merge now.
Yes.
And nothing much other than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Good show. I just
Nothing,
mentioned. Oh, go on.
yeah, nothing blocking me and my plans. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I was hoping to pair with John today, but he said he had some interview stuff. I mean, some homework from employers to finish. So if he
Sure.
finishes that, then I can pair on website one.
Good show.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was also planning to pair with Yaro on this on a few things about his Hangout service, which I
Mm.
wanted to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so if he's free after this,
Yep.
after the scrum, then we can have a look at that. And
Great.
that's all.
I'll just go back to your earlier point that you mentioned on website one. Obviously, we were sort of putting a bit of a sticking plaster on it yesterday. I mean, what we really want to be able to do is somehow be able to replicate the failure in some kind of cucumber test. I mean, of course, when the main site is down, we had drastic measures are called for. But yeah, I think the ideal, the next step would be at least we would want to try and replicate the service being unavailable in a cucumber test and see if we can get the I guess it's difficult with things that are caused by a timeout because you don't want the test to be excessively long running. But anyway, yeah, and yes, I hope to get to reviewing and merging that feature flag thing on local support. But great, yes. Should we go on to Yara next? Yara, are you going to be free to pair with something?
Yeah, I would be, although I'm not sure if I want to change what he wants to change, but we'll see.
Well, that's what pair programming is all about. You can go through that process of negotiation and discuss, and you can make point and counterpoint. And
I'm just joking, I'm just joking.
Sure.
No, I'm doing really well. Now, Sam, I've done the pull request with that MVP, which is just updates the Hangout link, and that pull request is just lying there, and we have agreed that before any pull request gets merged in, we get at least 2 people code reviewing it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, nobody is code reviewing the pull request.
I thought Sampritty has.
Well, he hasn't put any comments down.
No, because like many of the changes that I wanted were fixed, and the other change I wanted to discuss because it was too major instead of just commenting. So that's why.
Okay, so then
but anyway, Sampritty, I think for the future it's a good idea if you just leave at least something in the pull request, so we know that at least one person went through it and had some ideas about it.
Yeah, I'll just maybe have that put that now in short, and then we can discuss it after this.
Okay, and I am blocked at the moment because that pull request is still lying there, and I don't know how to continue. I mean, obviously the Hangouts feature is like the most important, has the priority now. But I need to know what to work.
Well, you could. And the thing is, just because a pull request hasn't been pulled in doesn't mean you can't continue to build on top of it, because you can branch from that, building on top of it, adding other features that you would be interested to have on it, right?
The thing is, I have added like a lot of features in the first place, and then I've stripped down the pull request.
Yes, absolutely.
At the moment, I'm waiting for that to go through, and so if I get any comments that need to changing, I would change that. Then I would add more features quite quickly. Because just from previous experience, the code review can change quite a lot.
It can do. I mean, but I think that doesn't. I mean, certainly it's safer to not develop on top of things until they've been properly reviewed and accepted. I mean, I specifically haven't reviewed that pull request because I'm, supposed to be the customer, non-technical customer for this project. So, I mean, I think that generally, compared to earlier in the year, the number of people involved in ad ventures is down. So, there's a danger that one will wait longer. But I think if you want to continue to experiment with getting things working, there's no reason why you can't continue to on branches off the top of that, right?
Well, I'm doing that. I'm doing just that.
Okay.
But I was wondering, I found that I prefer to work on two features at the same time, so I can, whenever I get stuck on something, I can switch to something else.
Sure.
And I was thinking, there is a story in Icebox, and I was just wondering, if maybe I can take that story. And the story is about, making an ability to delete a document on website.
Oh, okay. Right.
And the main reason for that is only just to clean up the structure.
I would say in the first instance, I mean, well, one, I would prefer not to have deleting documents. I would prefer that you would rename the documents. Is there a rename functionality that you don't have at the moment?
We do have a rename, but the problem is like we have different sections and subsections, and if a document has been created in that subsection, there's no way of moving it out of that section.
Right. So it's
another one.
So it sounds like the critical thing is not being able to delete documents. The critical thing will be able to move documents.
Yeah, exactly. Except I thought that the easiest way would be deleted in one place and recreated in another place. Because
but then we have the danger of losing data. Remember that anybody in the site can do this. So I mean, deleting is fine, but we have to have an undelete go with it. But anyway, I mean, I would say there's a couple of. Go on.
How about deleting it only for like selected people?
Well, I don't want to start introducing that function. At least my priority, like what I've done on the backlog, I would say there's two features here immediately, which is one is increase the Hangout button so it actually includes the words Hangout on air.
I've done that.
You've done that already, great.
It's in the pull request, yes.
And then if the live event hyperlink could go straight to the Hangout rather than the event page.
But that's no problem at all. That's all part of the Hangouts features, which is.
Well, but on the home page, like where it says at the moment, like this link here, this one will link directly to the Hangout.
Yeah, that's the idea. But the thing is, I'm waiting. If we keep that link, which is in the pull request, which one, the one which is updated in that place, then we can easily redirect this link to the same URL.
Right. There's the same. But so you could, at least for me, if you wanted a next thing to work on, like in terms of the, I mean, for me as the client, I would say that this is higher priority than the document deleting. But
they are already done in the pipeline, and they will be introduced.
Right, but this one is done. This one there. But if you could have another pull request resting on top of the second one that was in a different branch that actually did this.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And then, but yeah, if that one was done, actually looking at the different features, yes. Then being able to. Documents management, yes. I mean, we could try and vote on a documents management thing in order to get you started on that one. Because certainly being able to move the documents around. But so why don't we just put a pin in that for there and just check in with David and see how he's doing.
All right.
How are things with you, David?
Okay, good. After a pairing session with Sam and Pretty, we finished off this pull request on local support. This is for feature flags. And we also used the magic of git revert, which is maybe the first time I used it, to pull out a commit that was in the branch but had been merged in from one of your branches. So I've put that back in.
I saw that. I saw that. Excellent.
So that's git revert is nice because it doesn't mean people have to rebase.
Yeah. Is that pretty?
I mean. Yeah, I think rebasing might have been a better option than reverting, because reverting just introduces an extra commit.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'd rather have the extra commit to indicate that someone has done something. The thing I dislike about rebasing is it removes from the history the indication that somebody has done something. I'm all for never deleting anything, as you know. So anyway, but that's a separate discussion that could be had. But so, David, any plans? Anything blocking you?
One thing that is possibly blocking is that it's just a refactoring I've recommended. I put a mention of it in here, but I haven't made a separate pull request for it because it just sits on here and deletes this little helper function. That
when you say here, I don't know what you're talking about, but
I'm sharing my screen.
You are sharing your screen, but I haven't realized that you wanted me to be looking at it. But yeah, okay, I see this. Here, okay. So sorry, what was?
Well, it's basically just.
A refactoring to remove that. Okay, well, don't worry. I can review it in the book. I mean, I had a quick look through this before. I think it's going to be good. I'm hoping to merge it very soon. I'm not sure if I'll be able to merge it today, but yeah, I'll try and get to this as quickly as I can.
Yeah, no problem.
Caveat. So, anything blocking you?
No blocks. Plans on Monday to pick up on either probably to pick up on the editing the page footer links, reordering those, or to prettify the volunteers pages.
Great, fantastic.
If you get stuck with one of my branches that's on a pull request, you've got commit access to my repo to update a pull request.
Oh, thanks. Ooh,
rather than making a new one.
Okay, excellent. Well, we'll just mention myself. So yesterday it was all MOOC really, with some various other bits and pieces. We did a little bit of local support, a little bit of website one, but to the MOOC now, the Oracle of Bacon stuff is up and is live as the students, and I've got a preview of the first legacy element, which I've refactored a bit, is up. The 1692 course has now actually finished, and people are asking about certificates and things. The graders seem like they weren't particularly stable. I'm here at Makerspace pairing all day today. I guess I noticed Pavel has joined us, but has joined us late. I'm tempted, rather than necessarily checking in with Pavel, to go to this, try and get a vote done on this documents management story that Yarrow has proposed. Yeah, so this looks great. In order to have a clear structure of documents, I want to be able to move the documents from one section to another. That sounds like an excellent feature. I'm totally behind that. Do we need some discussion on how complex this is to implement?
It shouldn't be. I mean, it shouldn't be at all. It's just a matter of changing the parent of a document. So it shouldn't be.
Yes. Do you want to? I mean, I think one thing would be to have a lo-fi of this before we just went ahead and made it. But I think we can still. Does anybody? I think we can still vote on it. I mean, I would say that there's a difference between making it work and making it work in a way that's intuitive for users. Does anybody else want to discuss what this would involve further before voting on it?
No.
If no one does, are we ready for a vote then? Okay, so if you type your vote into the command line, and 3, 2, 1, go. There seems to be general agreement there. I think we could vote that as a 2. Yep, Yarrow, if you want to start that. But I would say do a lo-fi, and maybe you can share that at the Atlantic Scrum, or I mean, share it in Slack anytime.
I will.
Hopefully we can have a chat about it in Atlantic Scrum, just to make sure that we're on the same page about this. Okay, that was easy. I guess actually I was going to mention I have just done this document here. Partly as a response. This is like me thinking about the whole pair roulette sort of what have you. It's partly as a result of some ongoing conversation in the Slack chat with John E. Thinking because he's done some interface updates, which I think probably some of you have seen. He's sort of thinking about. He's added to my 3 versions of the Google Hangout start. He's got 3 different lo-fis there, and he was encouraging me to write some notes about what that's all for. I'm logged in now there. What I was going to do was just throw in a new and this is, I mean, I guess this is it's relatively rare that I write these things. That I guess actually maybe it's a good use of my time on the train each day. This is sort of, it's really rough, so I kind of feel like almost it's not good enough to go into the Agile Ventures things, and my blog is an easier dump for it. But I thought what I'll do is I'll just slap that in there, and other people can read it, and maybe this can ultimately be turned into a document for Agile Ventures. One of my big outstanding to-do items is to like fill in those 4 different things on Agile Ventures. The 4 different starting points on the thing, and I think actually maybe a good use of my train time if I in between reviewing pull requests would be to write these up. Now I'm starting to feel I'm getting into that. Anyway, so do have a read of that, and I'd love to continue this discussion about how we best scaffold people into this pairing sessions.
By the way, Sam, the
Yeah.
169 course is finished. Are people asking, apart from asking about certificates, are they asking about getting into agile lectures?
I haven't sort of addressed that yet. I'll do another mailing to them probably on Tuesday with that. But there hasn't the 169.2 course is starting up, so we'll see.
Ah, it's 1691. All right. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. Unless there's any other key business, I've got my next pairing set up. I'll see you guys at the Atlantic Scrum.
Yeah, there's only one thing I wanted to mention. I put into the chat the first message I did. I put a command which I discovered yesterday.
The rebase.
Yeah, the git rebase head thing,
Yeah,
tilde 5, which makes like look at the last 5 commits and discard some commits, leave some commits, or squash some commits in the same branch. And that was
we'll maybe discuss it in the next Scrum. I'm not a big fan of rebase, but I love.
Oh yeah. Okay.
5. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye for now. See you at the next Scrum.